Are Aarakocra born from eggs?
Yeah.
Yes. Of course.
Just remind you of your egg.
Right.
I feel like it won't be warm and cozy, probably cold and dark.
Can I put you in a burlap sack?
So,
Let's put him in a fiery pit, it'll remind him of home.
last time on Lostrana, after a nice visit with Einstrad's family, and Telrath getting to know his family, especially one of the few living members still in the current family line, Malin, as well as Zindi, the younger daughter. Ironstrad got to run around and just kind of be a kid again somehow, and just carry them around and just have fun and show them his great strength from his mechanical body, and just have fun playing around in the yard and carrying them around the house and such. And then, as Millerin has been just kind of working on the ship, Nutlif is doing what he can to pretty much revamp some of the two boys who have been heavily damaged, don't seem to really turn on, as the others kind of meander around and keep watch on everything. The rest of the crew that had gone exploring, the Korth and Reckoner had gone to, the more abandoned side, what seems to be an old prison/keep for the watch that seemed to be in rather large disuse at this point now, and was locked up pretty heavily after Bradomir and Valus and Miski had gone looking for them, just out of curiosity because they've been gone all day. Found Reckoner looking over the city and the ocean. It's a bit of a stoic fashion. Mentioned where Korth had gone, so they decided to go and find her, because she informed them that she was taking things from the abandoned homes. After finding her down in what seemed like a prison, crying and talking about something of her family and sorry that she stole something from there, and possibly proved her family guilty of something. But not entirely sure what the story is on that, but you can tell there's a great amount of regret. And after retrieving her, quickly realized that you weren't alone, and that there was a Balhanov there. After it attempted to torment and eat you, which it failed greatly, you killed it, and along with all the other carrion crawlers that had come up from the tunnels below, and then quickly fell back after checking out the tunnels below and finding that there's a great deal of slave corpses there, as well as other carrion crawler eggs and fresh carrion crawlers that are eating the bodies there and leaving. There's only about one or two left over when Millerin had checked it out, as well as a large door that seemed to go further down into the tunnels, marked for the symbol of Loth for one of the many houses of the Drow of the Underdark. After which, discussing the matters with the Korth, and the Korth seemingly almost excited at the prospect of that there is a door to the Underdark down there. She might be able to go down even for a visit, as it would be a different section. Especially for the fact that it would not be from the house that she was banned from. After debating this, everyone decided to go down, especially on the fact that Millerin was interested in maybe there's an odd creature or two that she can study, considering a Balhanor was at the gate and carrion crawlers were at the bottom. Which we finally come back here. Finally come back here as everyone kind of has a good rest up, prepare us, as well as Ironstride hearing about what Reckoner has done, but now kind of not a bit of jealousy, but more of a is she really that strong kind of question probably in the back of his mind. Now wants to see what Reckoner can do if something is down there. Basically come back as Everyone's now preparing for the Underdark and debating on what they wish to bring. You've gathered quite a few supplies just in case. And also going to check it out just to make sure that it is safe to leave behind, especially since Ironstrade's family is here.
So is Ironstride gonna wrestle the bird, or?
Yeah, the tradition.
That's what we were talking about. Putting money.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Oh.
He might
I don't
actually lose.
Roll the...
Oh,
Whoa!
My god.
Bird wins. Double or nothing.
Okay. I'll go a double or nothing round.
Go.
If it's what the audience demands.
Oh no!
You get nothing.
I've been choked.
The sounds of tiny bones crunching.
I'm glad I have this ring.
Okay, let's go.
Let's continue down.
Who's going first? I feel like Ikora should be in front.
I feel like people with stock vision in front.
I am going to pull out my
I
son.
think besides Ironstride has dark
Oh,
vision.
yeah, you have that. Hey.
Yeah.
I got my massive torch. That is his hand blade. I'll go like second.
I'll go in first, I guess.
Alright. So, heading down the tunnel. The giggles. So, heading down the tunnel and just kind of getting a sense of what's going on. You do see the multiple bodies that have escaped out to here. And you also see that the few holes of where carrion crawlers are, you can see some fresh laying eggs and quite a few smaller carrion crawlers that are now just kind of digging through some of the corpses and devouring what flesh is there. Some look fresh, some look fairly old and dried. Others are been fully devoured and just remains of skeleton now. You do see that there are large and small here. Some that would be about 3 feet tall, others maybe 4 foot tall, as well as more of a thicker bone structure for some, others that look possibly dwarven in body type, and others that are clearly more taller standing, and more lanky bone structure on some of them. Others very clearly drow. You see 1 or 2 humans as well as you go further in. Others that look to be silver-haired gnomes, but they have the same kind of skin tone as the drow. You possibly have heard some of these is Snurfnebulum. A very rare sight. Usually more reclusive, and it's fairly surprising that they have been coming here. They usually stick very far underground and stick to each other, and that's about it.
Did you say these were bodies?
Yes.
Or just... okay.
Like, there's various bodies just kind of like going around the room, and some going down the tunnel. There's quite a
How
few.
old do they look?
I am proceeding with great caution.
Some that look like they're kind of mummified, dried out, and forgotten. The others that are kind of, clearly been eaten. You could see very easily that there's others that look fresh. You see small baby carrion crawlers kind of like slowly shifting all over them, sinking into their chest and flesh and eating them.
I want to stab one.
Alright. So you just stab a little baby carrion crawler. Just squirms for a little bit before finally going limp on your dagger. Or your sword, I believe. Yeah.
My sword, yeah.
So Korith, is this place so awful that all these people died trying to leave?
Unfortunately, I would have to say it's probably more likely the matter of, probably the Balhanor tormenting them before they could even fully get out. You did not see it.
Don't know what that
But,
is.
well, it was that horrible thing that your captain dissected. Well, our captain.
Oh. Did it go through the door?
Well, especially since you did not get a moment to see it, it has the capability of transportation, or teleportation. It would allow it to go through the door without it even being open. They are very capable of sensing people's thoughts up to a very great distance, and why they've been used for gatekeepers for a very long time. Why this one's connected with a prison from Langrush, I'm not very sure.
Will there be more creatures of this kind down here, or similar?
As to carrion crawler, possibly a wolf.
This teleporting creature.
They are a rare find, thankfully. Usually takes a great deal of drow to even be able to tame it, never mind transportate it.
So you're really just supporting my theory at this point. We should have just blocked the tunnel.
If what I think is down here, I might be able to get some answers as to why Langrush has a prison connected, going into drow tunnels.
It would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, I wonder which one came first, the prison door or the Underdark door. Which one opened first?
Only one way to find out.
So, as you carry on through this tunnelway, you can tell good portions of it have been smoothed out and then just continued on down, just to make things a little bit easier to get up and down this way. As you get closer to what looks like the bottom of the tunnel, it takes about a good hour walk just to get down in that direction. You start seeing what looks like bioluminescent mushrooms start filling the cavern towards the entrance at the bottom. As you get closer, it smells musty, but there's a bit of intense heat that just kind of gusts up as you get through, and as you step into the cavern, just kind of look around. You see what looks like a large fissure towards the center. Guys, right here.
It's map time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at all these tiny umbrellas.
So many.
But as Akora steps out, she actually just takes a very deep breath. Just. I've not smelt any of these in a long time.
The musty smell of home.
It's actually quite pleasant.
Is it pleasant to our noses?
I can't tell.
Vladimir gets a big whiff.
Vladimir breathes through his nose.
So, as you take a deep breath, the question is, does Vladimir like mushrooms?
Alright.
So, this is not really repugnant, but it smells kind of like a mushroom farm. Best way to describe it.
Oh, mushroomy. Alright.
Some mushrooms smell
At the same time, as you do take a kind of a deep breath, you get a small hint of what seems like ash. It kind of wafts up from the fissure a little bit.
Well, is there any way across?
Possibly.
Do we need to go across?
I mean, I can think of a really uncreative way to get you guys all across, but we can hear all your ideas first.
I take the mushroom down to take its stem and use it as a bridge.
That's a pretty good
Probably
one.
just jump from the kid.
You could.
5 feet.
With some
Well,
people
I mean,
aren't that good.
I hope you like that potentially failed athletics check, because you're going straight to hell.
Oh boy, we're already there.
Can't you smell the
Permanent
shadow?
feather so
Range is 120 feet, so.
It's an Underdark chasm. You don't want to meet what's at the bottom.
Shall we do?
Look, I mean, if you wait 10 minutes, I can just create a bridge.
If you wait for like 5 seconds, I can create a bridge too.
Mine will be more stable.
The Underdark is further down. We can just, like...
What the fuck is that?
For a shortcut.
It's a very
The shroom bridge.
specific
Water trumpet.
Oh, okay. I was supposed to be like, excuse me, is that coming towards us?
Stretch this boy a little bit.
Door's stuck.
Look at all these trumpets.
Stuck.
They look like spaghetti.
But also, as you kind of walk over there, you do see that it has connected with a little bit of the spider web that's there.
Hey, who wants to jump in the spider web?
You do.
I think you just volunteered.
But
Can I do a big old perception check for specifically giant spiders?
I could throw
roll me
literally
a
every...
perception check. And Iron Straight, as you do upheave the mushroom and lay that down. And Bradamir, you notice this immediately too. You see what looks like a very large shell underneath the mushroom of where you just upheaved.
What
Shell
is
of
that?
what?
Roll me
A chorus.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look, this is a bit unrelated, but since we've pretty much only just encountered anything down here, I'd like to say, could we have left one of our sending stones with Raxiel on the ship?
Yes. Mom, are you alright?
Once per day, just immediately uses it.
Every day, But that's how we know it's dawn. Mom,
Good point.
he's working again. Can you hear me? Shut up, I'm trying to sleep.
So cute. You want to hear your
So you recognize this to be a giant snail shell,
Oh, well that's fine. Alright.
which, as you do ask, Akora, my people have usually found snails before. They're a good source of food. As you do,
Interesting.
Disgusting.
I've never considered eating a snail before.
as you do hear
Your
that
people are disgusting,
starts
Akora.
shuffling off.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Wow, that's big.
Oh, they're coming
Well-
out from the.
Oh lord, they coming.
Do
Oh,
they
no,
appear
no, no,
hostile?
Oh no, I know what these are.
After you've disturbed its mushroom, it looks a little perturbed. And, roll initiative.
Oh,
Ah,
My
already.
whole idea was much better.
Yep.
Involve killing snails.
Poor snail.
Whiskey's fucking ready.
I'm half as ready as Misky. I'm still holding them up.
Holly's like, what's that?
It's my best initiative roll yet.
It's,
Nice.
Cool.
dude.
This is not the fight I was expecting.
No one ever
Comes to the
expects
underdog.
the snail.
I was seeing some more really underwhelming drow assassins.
Ride our chariots of snails into battle.
I still can't wait to see the fucking frogs.
Oh my god.
I want my frog ninjas, which will never appear because they're too busy being ninjas hiding in the trees.
What, the Gringes? Or the Grunges?
Grung ninjas.
The grung ninjas.
Go ninja.
Pokemon.
Go
A
ninja.
ninja? What's a
They're
Pokemon?
Pokemon now.
Okay, so
Done.
naturally one of these snails is going to be Misky's initiative.
Wait, it's a Josh encounter. I'm surprised none of them do.
They have
Oh, no,
minus
there's a snail
3,
behind
so
us.
that's actually impossible.
No, they do it somehow. They'd roll
One
it
of them rolls a
down
natural 26.
They came from behind.
behind.
They're just snails, though. Put some salt on them.
Hang on, let me get near them. I'll play some Dota.
Ready.
Okay.
Those, that was more rolls than there are snails. Now I'm
Reckoning.
worried.
Oh no.
Wait, that
One
one's
of
a
the rolls.
plus
One of the
3.
rolls is for Reckoner or Corinth.
Oh, okay.
Surprise, but 6.
Which reminds me, I
Mr.
click
Garth's not
her.
helping us?
She will. I forgot to click on her for her initiative token.
I was about to say, like, she's the one that she's like 50%.
Just sits there and watches us.
There!
Ah,
There's your Josh roll.
Yeah.
There's the job. It's on the wrong side.
I was just trying to
Or
hold it in my
Josh.
back pocket until, combat, but
That's how you know a Korth is gonna betray us, because she rolls well.
it's true, it's true.
She's trying to sell us all into slavery.
Alrighty. But that, as the thing kind of lurches up, as well as a few others that kind of force themselves out of the dirt, Korth just wastes no time. Get back! Just goes to stab at these boys as best as she can.
Calm down, Akorth. They're just snails.
Which she'll actually miss both as it collides with the flesh in one, but doesn't actually go fully through from the slime, and the other one just kind of scratches off the shell.
She missed with a 25.
oof.
No, she doesn't have advantage.
No, she should. It's the first round. She's going first. Isn't that a rogue feature?
Is she
Is
a
it-
rogue?
I don't think it is.
No.
If they haven't attacked yet, you
Well, it's a ranger feature.
just sneak attack.
Misky.
That's an assassin thing.
Yeah, she's not an assassin.
This is just gonna go straight down like it's just a snail, so more food, right?
Missy's sitting there licking her lips.
Misky's already into her rations, let's face it. Like, I'm hungry.
She's hangry. Sees the snail.
Didn't want to go to the Underdark.
Oh,
That hit, right?
Both will hit.
Oh, good.
As you just start chunking into this thing, you can see what looks like flails just kind of start whipping around in a bit of a panic.
It's a flail snail.
Oh my god.
Snail flail! I want to turn into into a flail.
Miller.
Why does it have flails?
Just if I should. You know what? Let's just roll the dice. I don't get to do these often. You know what? Fire shield. I'm casting fire shield.
Hmm.
For 10 minutes, I am surrounded by fire. Be warm or cold. You know what? Let's go with the warm one.
Would that be all?
I'd draw my sword, I guess.
Alrighty. Tevroth.
Alright, well, the snail, I guess, is the closest one, so he hasn't moved yet, which means I get to do this. Ka-chow! Oof. At least one of them hit.
The first one will miss, the second one will hit.
Ooh.
Nice solid hit. You can tell this one's slowing down quite a bit now compared to when the flails were whipping around.
He's sad. Alright. I'm done.
Did everyone just beat the crap out of this one?
No.
That one
Not
is
really.
untouched.
This one.
Okay, I'm gonna put my mushroom down, I guess, and beat the shit out of it. Get your ass out of here.
You're repoing his life.
Repossessing.
Both definitely
Fucking
hit.
plus 12 to hit. Excuse me.
Hell yeah.
Just kind of reels back a little bit in pain. You can hear a little bit of gurgle as you just start bludgeoning the slime away. And you can see the shell crack a little bit.
I'm not done yet, and I'm gonna use my shield to bash it and push it backwards, because I really don't think I can smack that thing prone. Yeah, I think he's going backwards.
Oh, yes, he is. Just rolls a little bit. Sits back. As it gets back up, it sticks to the ground again.
Gonna advance. Come on, bitch. Beep, beep, boop. Smack, smack.
Alright, Radomir.
I will viciously mock the one Whiskey is fighting.
Alright. So whichever you say doesn't seem to really register with this snail. It just kind of looks confused at you.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a snaggle.
It's a snail.
I was like, what are you gonna say to viciously mock a
You
snail?
look like a slug.
The snail doesn't know common.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, no biggie. That's cantrip. I'll give Ice Shroud Inspiration.
Okay.
That's
Is the snail about to use a breath weapon?
Breathe slime on it.
They hit you with that Nickelodeon slime time.
Radomir, make a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Alright, you take the 5 as suddenly you hear the words resound back into your own mind.
Fucking echoes.
It does have
Now
If
you
it
have
helps-
disadvantage on attack rolls.
What?
if it helps, he has a +2 on that roll because within 10 feet.
It would not because it would be Bradomir's DC.
Echo cave. 3.
Dude, you just insulted that snail, and it hit you with the no you.
And
Reverse
Minsky, you saw this for a brief moment. The shell of this snail seemed to scintillate colors for a moment after Bradomir did that, before Bradomir grabbed his head.
They're anti-mage snails.
That's so cool.
We should totally like armor the ship and bits of their shell.
That would
Totally save these for the captain.
be a good idea.
If we pile them up at the exit, we can grab them on our way out.
I'm sure
So we
there's
have a
already.
portable hole for actually.
Oh, yes.
Line me up with it, boys! Line me up with it!
This thing slowly comes at you.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
Ew.
Which just, even though it's trying, you just hear gung, 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 like repeated rapid fire 4 times over on Iron Stride.
Yeah, it's got 4 flails.
Oh, God.
Oh.
4 snail flails.
I'm holding the line, boys. I'm holding the line.
Ragnar is actually going to come over and start helping you.
Mozambique here.
Oh my god.
Frickin' leaves.
She gonna try and fucking slash into these boys. We'll hit one but miss the other. I'm slashing and 20 lightning damage. Just courses through this creature, coils and pain a little.
Nice.
This one, since it's only next to Misky, will slide forward a little, but then try and slap Misky with the 4 flails of death.
Hit me.
Hit her.
Thanks.
Oh, yay.
Alright, so the first 2 attacks will hit.
Real?
Yep. So a 24 and a 25, which is critical.
Mm.
Are you wearing adamantine?
No.
So do you shield?
Mm. No.
Okay.
Why is it in there twice? Fuck have I done?
Alright.
Hit me less.
Hurt me more.
Daddy.
For 13 damage, it just smacks you side to side with the 2 of them. As the others just kind of collide with your armor. Don't really get.
I really want a snail flail now.
Ah, the sudden blade attack for being closer. That's right. So
Yep. Sentinel.
as he smacks into you, and finally it finishes. The Valus just comes in straight through the side of where the neck is for the head. Just brings it down, lops the head clean off. Just goes limp, and all the flails stop moving.
Nice.
Well. Guess I'm moving on.
Alright, Valus, you are up.
Boom. It's gonna whack this guy twice and the old Sunblade. Do I get advantage because I can see them?
Yes, you do. Both will hit. So you managed to come around, just quickly start slashing into the shell, and you actually managed to get through, and you just hear this loud and you slam into the spot again and just stab it right through the back, and you just hear this squelch and squeal before it just goes limp and starts oozing down.
Nice.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Fourth is actually going to get around, try and take it to Shanktown. Oof. One bullet into it. What? Oh, Jesus. They'll only take half the poison damage. They are hardy little fuckers. It's still kicking. Sliding. Risky.
It's just outside of my range. I won't cast the spell. Sorry, I'm thinking out. Oh, I hadn't done that before. Can I do something because I don't know how it works yet?
Sure. Okay. Depends on what it is.
Scorching Ray?
Alright, so yeah,
Just for shits and gigs.
you fire 3 ranged attacks at the target that you designate. So obviously I would imagine all 3 at the snail.
Yeah. I mean, that hits, right?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll all 3.
No, you have to make 3 attack rolls.
Oh.
You don't attack
Brain.
on damage rolls.
It's okay. Okay, you're fine. Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
Oh no. We forgot about this part.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Alrighty.
I mean, now we know it's all.
Hurry.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm fire resistant. Throwing that out there.
Alrighty. So go ahead and make another attack roll.
I don't wanna. Another attack roll.
Yeah, with the scorching ray.
Yeah, guess where it's going.
Alright, thankfully, you fire as one comes back at you. Thankfully, it hits your armor, just and then the other 2. So. Heck. Oh boy.
Hmm? Oh hell, how many people am I hurting?
Everyone except Miski, make me 2 Constitution saving throws.
I'm so sorry!
What have you brought upon this cursed land?
Wait, can we just turn the server back 15 minutes so we can start again? Shit.
Wow. What amazing rolls. Truly a
My
parody.
god.
God.
And me and Einstrider got this.
My bad.
for those who got over a 15 on the first one, half damage, and same for the next one. Otherwise, these will be at full damage for both as force damages. Suddenly, you see the 2 scorching rays hit, aside from the third one reflecting back. Suddenly, just get sucked into shell and just out 30 feet in this destructive force wave that actually knocks over many other mushrooms.
It's only a d6.
Wait, you see force damage?
Yep, force damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah! It's finally time! Force resistance? I took 1 damage from each of those.
Alrighty. With Biolmisky, as you see now, a great deal of the mushrooms are elsewhere, and this wave just kind of knocked over a good portion of the mushrooms in this section.
She's just gonna kind of shrivel a little bit and be like, "Sorry, don't use magic."
Magic is not advised.
Oh, I like these.
Guess who goes next?
She's just gonna cross her arms and stay where she is. Oh shit.
Yeah, so she would have taken a full 10.
Oh wait, so I took half, and it was 10. Okay.
Alrighty. So, finally experienced the resilience and thrill of receiving force damage.
Good. Alright. Magic is clearly a terrible idea against this thing. So, I am going to dab it with my sword.
I'll just make it.
Dab.
And I say, immediately after, you just like in this exhilaration, run over, just right through the center of it, striking a vital organ as it suddenly just goes limp, and you see all the snails, snail flails, just slowly, like, kind of whip around a little bit, and then slowly come to a stop, and then just.
I like these things very much.
Alright, shall we get to the shells then?
Immediately. I'll, fashion something up.
So, as you do this, you can see Reckoner just kind of wipes her blade and then puts it back in the sheath, and then, of course, a little surprised, but just kind of looks around. We must be near a farm.
Does that mean there'll be others nearby?
Lots more.
Could this not be just a bunch of wild snails?
This many, this close. And especially with the mushrooms, no. Not usually.
So they are not a solitary creature.
Yes, they're usually found on their own, not that close.
So basically, we should probably avoid killing more of them? You know, pissing off the people farming them?
If possible. I doubt very much that, well, there will be many who really worry about the creature being alive or just immediately harvest it.
I will refrain from uprooting any more mushrooms. For now, I will take this one. I just take the mushroom I already uprooted. Yeah.
Just throw it on there.
Bridge.
Holds pretty well. It's actually a pretty sturdy mushroom with very thick growth.
Okay, Stride, you go first, and if you make it across, then it'll be good for the rest of us.
That was the plan.
Good luck.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
See, it definitely bowed quite a bit. Definitely left imprints of his feet, but seemed to hold fast.
Yeah, with my well over like a kilo body.
Alright. So, Millerin,
I'll be ready to grab anyone in case anything happens.
I assume you're harvesting those boys?
Yeah, I'm taking the shells.
Go ahead and give me 3 harvest rules with your tools. Intellect.
And it. And it.
Oof. 2 of them survive. The third one kind of cracks and splinters since it was already kind of shattered from behind since Valus cut it and just kind of broke it down the middle. Didn't really seem too salvageable from there. So you got 2 snail flail shells.
I keep the broken one anyway.
Alright.
Cool. Alright.
Those who are not named Venal, as you do pass over this fissure, you feel a great amount of heat coming up from the bottom.
Can we not see what's at the bottom?
You are unable to see, but you just occasionally see wisps of steam. You can see why so many mushrooms have grown here so nicely is that it's almost like steam baths going on constantly, causing more and more mold to grow.
That makes sense.
Moist.
Oh, gee. That doesn't look very promising.
Figured
I
out.
just flew across the gap, and you know, I'm just seeing something I don't know if I should be able to see.
Is
Probably
it this
not.
weird looking mushroom
No,
Yeah.
it's the corner of a tile.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
As you do head across, you do hear sounds of what seem like somebody kind of breathing fairly heavily.
Shield up, boys.
Comes around the
The
corner.
What the fuck is that?
here? Kill it. It's a person.
Oh, he's in like a slave collar.
But as
Ripped as fuck.
at this point, as he comes around the corner, he sees like, did I make it close enough to the surface?
Hail and well met, stranger.
At this point, you can tell he definitely hasn't seen like everyone else yet, but he just kind of like goes over to just right over to you, Brown. Is the surface close? I got transferred to this farm on purpose.
Yep, surface is back that way. What are you doing down here in this cave?
At this point, he just starts trying to run past. He sees a corpse and just kind of like freezes.
Wait,
Grab.
who are you?
It's gonna be like slave drivers.
Does he contest me?
Oh, he
Or is
doesn't.
he just...
He doesn't even contest you. He just like he almost just completely frozen as soon as he sees a Korath.
We mean you no harm.
Tap him. You okay?
She's with you.
Aye.
Yep.
Is it alright, bro?
You could run before she catches you.
At this point,
Whiskey.
he just starts trying to squirm free from Ironstrike. Roll athletics as he hears that. Just starts immediately freaking out. No, please, I'm sorry.
Oh, bad! I'll tag you in. You go. Your turn. This is fun.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not. He's just like, please. Oh God, no! I don't want to be the next one on the rack.
Aw.
Listen, stop. We mean you no harm. You
I
can go
mean
back
you
to-
somehow.
Don't listen to her.
He means you mental harm. Don't worry about it.
You could already see him just like.
The surface is over that way, and you could go, but we'd like it if you could, I don't know, tell us some stuff. What are you doing down here?
I was sold down here a long time ago. I was taken to the farms. I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, is this guy a human?
Oh, he's very, very clearly human. Oh
Okay.
God, did she just delete
Bye,
herself?
Misky.
Misky's dead.
Sorry, Misky's
collapsed.
cleaning her keyboard and hit the backspace button.
Bye.
See
Bye,
fair.
Misky.
Dude, she just Thanos snapped.
Okay, what was he saying?
I'm sorry.
Perfect. Wow.
Thanos snapped herself out of oblivion.
Thank you.
Alright, so as he's sitting, I work at the farms down here. I was sent to the prison a while back. They sold me down the hole. I was hoping this was the right tunnel.
Oh, so there's a prison further down this way.
This is a slave farm owned by the Drow. As he kind of like shoots a look over towards the Korath. Please don't tell the lady I came through here, right? You won't tell her, right? She just kind
Oh, of course not.
You just see a Korath just shake her head like, I won't say anything.
Hey, look. This might seem like a strange question, but are you able to climb like a 50-foot vertical wall?
No, I think we left the rope there.
100-foot vertical
did
wall.
Oh yeah.
Are you able to use a rope to climb a 50-foot vertical wall?
Yeah,
100.
yeah, I could do that.
Okay, what about a 100-foot wall?
It's easy if it means getting the fuck out of here.
You certainly
Okay.
look capable. He's ripped as fuck, dude.
Look out for the big bugs.
Bugs.
Bugs, yes. They're very big. Like this, and I'll pull the one I stabbed out of my back.
Oh,
But they are
But
much
bigger.
larger.
Hey,
This is a
Millerin.
little one.
Millerin, you made weapons for all the crew and stuff. Do you have like a spare weapon?
I'll pass him one of my hand axes. It's nothing big, but I mean, you could kind of slice one.
I was
Before
gonna
you
say, I'm
pass
kind
him
of
the
running low
weapon,
on things like bones.
at this
before
point,
you pass him the weapon, I want to ask him something.
as you do go to show him the weapon, and he obviously interrupts Bayless. Like he's like also like questioning if he should even reach for the weapon, like if this is some kind of fucked up test.
What was your crime?
Ah, I throw my hand axe at his feet. Run before he drills you.
He's still grabbed by me, you know that, right?
Ah, fucking just run.
Yeah, good luck
I keep
trying.
getting you old people. Got to him.
He's trying to escape a
That's
prison.
right, it's very
He's put
grabby.
in prison
Because
for
he's a
reason.
male.
I robbed a merchant. That's all I did. Swear on my life.
No, he sounds like a cunt.
What do you think about cheese?
Okay.
Oh, it's food.
That is an
Misky,
unnecessary
please.
question.
Misky.
You tell he's just like on the verge of mental collapse at this point.
At this point, I'm kind of done with this. I pull him up to be face height with me and just.
If you harm a family on the side, I will find.
I won't harm anyone. I stole money from the merchant. That's all I did.
Yeah, so go back there, climb up the massive rope. You'll be in the bottom of a dungeon. Go out of the castle, and there's a city up there.
Gonna
You're
look
not getting
towards the
into any
core.
trouble. I put him down.
But before you go, a name, please? Do you have a name?
Frederick.
Frederick. All right. Good luck.
Oh, you said fresh rack.
He hazily just kind of like picks up the axe and just like looks like slowly stands up, just like seeing if anyone's about to like pull a blade and just start killing him. And then
I pound him!
and just like
So
slowly shuffles away, and then like when he gets to the bridge point, just like runs across towards the tunnel you guys came down. Just starts running up.
At Korath, you're here to win favor back with your kind, but you're letting their prisoners go free?
Spending time on the surface makes you see things a little different. Clearly he was
Just
from
doesn't
the
seem like
surface
the way
and
that-
he'd be more trouble dragged back and probably killed anyway.
Just doesn't seem like a way to gain favor.
As far as they know, we never saw him.
I did not believe that you, of all people, Valus, would think that slavery is fine.
He's a criminal.
And criminals are normally in a prison.
This is a
Aren't we
prison.
criminals?
We're pirates.
We are pirates.
This is
Also,
true.
that
We are
man
pirates.
wasn't a drow. He was a human. What's a human doing down here? If a drow person has drow in it, that's fine, but
He was clearly a slave.
yeah, that seems like a
Slave.
slave kind of. Yeah.
I don't
Likely
think elves
purchased.
produce at the kind of rate that you want slaves. I think the elves kind of need to outsource their demands.
Anyway, let's press on.
I liked him. I hope we meet more people.
There seems to be a path this way.
Yes, the way he came.
We should expect more like this. Or more trouble.
Do be careful.
Wow, oh my god, we can just see forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you
I'm
look
not sure
over
if this
the-
is intended.
As you look over and you just see this massive mushroom farm.
I feel like I should not be able to see all
Nope. No wonder that guy wanted to run. He was that fucking close.
Oh, no wonder.
Oh,
You should see this.
that. Is it illuminated over there?
Oh, it's all illuminated. Every single mushroom is glowing.
Oh, okay, I guess we
That's why
can
we
see
see
that
it.
then.
What is happening there in the center? The symbols on the ground.
So,
This is like too big for me to comprehend. What is this?
as she steps forward, you hear what sounds like chains, and then the laceration of flesh. As you can hear what sounds like a slave master punishing a slave.
Ah, yes, the sounds of slavery.
And you just can hear as he kind of yells loud enough for everything to be echoed over the cavern as the rest are working constantly, and you see quite a few other drow that seem to have what look like to be maybe a rapier and as well as a whip in the other hand. Obviously not as heavily armored as the one towards the center, punishing the current slave. Just keeps screaming, "This is what you get when you don't work hard enough! Anyone looking towards the side tunnels, or anywhere else to leave, will be sent to the mistress for her amusement! and just continues to beat this man until he just falls to the ground and just slowly drags the chain whips away and just kind of like starts wiping them off.
Karth, do you know what's going on here?
This is farm.
This is wrong.
Didn't realize the farms had slaves.
All men are below women in our society. Surprised you don't know that. At this point, she just kind of starts striding out.
Oh, okay.
In a very relaxed fashion.
A Karth.
Do we want to kill him? I'm game to kill him.
Huh?
Wait, Karth, what's the game plan? Where are you going?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. And obviously, she's speaking in a little bit
That
more
you were
of a...
looking for.
Well, if there is somewhere nearby, we could at least see and get some drink and food from a trade post. If this is a farm, there is a trader nearby.
We're not going to walk among this and be attacked, are we?
So long as you stay close, no.
Oh heavens no, you can see they treat other people very nicely.
Keeping in mind what we know, I suggest that Bradimir and Bayless keep their mouths shut while we're here.
Very well.
As a majority of the party is female, they will have the vote on anything we do here. That would be the safest option.
So
A Karth should understand the culture enough.
I can get you through safely. And Captain, if you're looking for more of those shells, I'm sure, especially since this is the farm for them, we could probably get them at a cheap trade.
Well, now you're talking.
They accept cash or credit.
Slaves, actually.
Cha-ching.
Or
Oh.
humanoid life.
Alright, breakfast.
Slavel credit.
How many shells am I worth?
Off.
Depends how hard can you lift.
Well, really, not very. Not
Actually, half a shell.
Yeah, half
Yeah.
a shell.
That is why
So, as you do look out, though, just a little bit more, you do see that all the human slaves here are male, as well as a great majority of what looks like possibly gnomes, but you realize these are all Snurfneblum, as they're only about 3 feet tall and seem to be tending towards some of the smaller mushrooms in areas that they can get into where obviously the humans and drows can't, where they would disturb the mushrooms and mess up their growth.
Holy crap, they're everywhere.
See, I'm concerned that they have human slaves.
Why?
Shouldn't they have drow slaves?
There's drow slaves.
They have male
Yes,
slaves.
look with this.
You see there's very ratty looking drow who have been probably beaten within an inch of their life, and then there's the other drow that have the leather epaulates and all that also have a whip and rapier in hand. And they seem to kind of be spread out looking over the groups of slaves.
Alright, seems okay. Let's go.
this is how they treat my kind without any care. Because we are just machines.
Thanks, Trad. Are you feeling some sort of kinship with what's going on here?
I am saying this is an example. Maybe you can relate more because they are human.
You know, I do a little bit.
Of course, just kind of leads way, Reckoner, not too far. And you can see a few other slaves. As soon as they catch sight of you, as well as, of course, just immediately stare straight down at the ground. They don't even meet her eyes or anything. And she just kind of passes it off. She doesn't even seem to acknowledge this. Almost like it's an everyday kind of beat for her. You can tell she's heading straight for the head leader towards the center, where he's currently punishing the other ones. At this point, you can see that her body conjecture shifts. You usually have seen Akorath in a very relaxed manner, a little bit of slouch, just, you know, not too much to her stride. And when she seems to be heading towards this man, you can tell her shoulders are straight, her back straight. She almost marches like that of a soldier while heading towards this man. As she gets to the center, you can see that the one other drow slaver sees the rest of the party as he approaches with all of you. Looks at all of you, looks eyes down, and goes to quickly shackle this man and pull him away. Obviously, knowing that business is, priority. As she immediately approaches, she doesn't pay any mind to the blood and actually just walks over it, and you can even see what looks like fresh gore as the chains have clearly ripped flesh off the man's back. Just kind of steps over it without even any mind. Just looks this man dead in the eye, as he is the only one that doesn't look immediately down, and he actually gives a polite bow. What brings you here, my lady? Captain of a ship is looking to do trade. I want you to bring me to the farm post immediately. We're interested in some of the snails that you keep here and whatever other products you may be willing to give up. As she kind of eyes some of the other slaves around. You can see a few kind of like try and slink back and hide behind other mushrooms just so they get out of sight very quickly. As she says that. At this point, you do see him kind of like be a little more rigid and unnerved at the prospect of her just being immediately demanding, but seems to actually have a hint of fear of Akorath. Of course, my lady, yes. Your humble servant, the name's Tardrin. I will lead you there quickly. Who's the captain that will be dealing with the mistress of the farm? Over there, the small one. She takes great interest in the creatures here. Points over to Miller. At this point, you can actually see, bizarrely enough, Tardrin is immediately just kind of gets on his knees and bows. Just somehow you get the sense of he's trying to remain as low as possible, to remain below the women here.
The introduction of a shorter woman made his life so much more difficult.
And you can tell this man is definitely nothing to scoff at. He's very heavily armored, thick leather plates that are layered with metal. His whips that just kind of flail out, almost like a cat tail, are made entirely of metal chain. Though you can tell from the way he was using it, are extraordinarily light. As he just kind of bows to Miller and may I know what the captain desires, said most, or are you just seeking to see what we have in stocks at this humble farm?
Well, I would like to know what you do have available. It would make procedures much smoother.
You can see he's like ecstatic at that question. We deal many matters of the flesh, very sturdy and stout farmers, and even some capable fighters. Quite a few, as he points to the one who's kind of holding the bloodied and battered slave off to the side in shackles. And you can tell he's fairly well groomed and clearly in charge of the other slaves. The rest look very emaciated and battered. The other, even though he himself is clearly more of a fighting type, you can still see many scars on him from punishment. And we have the wonderful mushroom fields. It's been a great deal of time since I've heard of anyone from above coming down. Usually we've dealt with alchemists. We have plenty for invisibility spells, healing potions of improved potency. Any kind of particular inks that you're looking for, even ones that he kind of like hesitates from that deal with demon blood. If that's your interest, he kind of like glances quickly at Valus and looks straight down at the ground again. The snails are extraordinary. The meat is delicious to ever imagine. Finest in the lands here of Omris. The shells have a great potency. They have been used on many elite guards, armor and weaponry at the palace here.
I do have some idea of what the shells are capable of.
Yes.
I'd like to take a look at a few of those as well as some of these alchemical mushrooms, if you don't mind.
Yes. Yes. Please, follow me. I'll show you right away. As he stands up and bows as politely as possible, and then just goes to kind of like usher this man, and you can see him quickly, like, doesn't waste any time, like practically picks up this half to death beaten man up by the shackles and just carries him along as he starts leading you to the stronghold that runs this farm. So I will grab everyone real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to a place I know.
Seconds of being a slave.
No. It's like
Easy.
that book, 30 years a slave, it's 30 seconds a slave.
Shuffling everyone into place. So, as you carry on through the tunnels, you do see that are quite a few drow kind of shackled up outside. Others that look fairly hungry, others that are clearly in trade, others that look like they may be waiting for transit, possibly, as they're all shackled together. One or two are just kind of shackled against the stone walls. The many mushrooms that line going all the way through the tunnels. You can see some are used just for more nice lighting, and others that look clearly to be of possible use for food and just to keep track of the footprints that go through the trail. You can see that there are a good deal of housing spots as you enter into another brief cavern before it closes in on a tunnel that's clearly been kept, but it's on the messier side. You can tell that this farm has probably been a little bit neglected. Might have to do with the fact that the prison that it probably did trade with where you came from has been trading with them for a while, so obviously they've had to make do with what comes through. As Tardrin leads you in, you could see the other drow slavers dragging this man still. His wrists are fairly bloody at this point. Leads you into the tunnels. Welcome to the Almrus farm. Lady Vikistra is a very warm host. I don't wish to trouble her unless there's something you need of utmost significance in the matters of purchasing flesh. As she personally will demonstrate to you the sturdiness of, well, many of the slaves kept here.
Sturdiness.
I don't like that.
Like a bed.
Oh.
No, like sturdy, like, never mind.
As you do enter into this nice little home from where the farm is, you can see some drow are clearly there that have been slave workers, others that may have investments here, others that just kind of live around the area, but as you enter in, Iron Strike just goes to a fucking car.
Because the turn order showed up for some reason, I was like, fuck!
Oh yeah.
I forgot to remove that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was there the whole time. We
So
never had it cleared.
So you see this drow dragging the slave off. The little blood trail starts to fill from how hard he's been dragging the wrists just to keep ahead. And Tardrin is just very happily like following along, and just a very big smile and very happy that trade is coming through. You think that might be a small hint of happiness to the prospect of his mistress might be ecstatic to be doing trade with the overworld again. So, moves you up, and as you do pass by, those who do look down the left side, you can see that that's where possibly the good slaves eat, as some are sitting there, and even though they could see the light pass by for some, they purposely don't look down the tunnel, just keep eating at the table, and yeah, as they usually do, keep looking straight down, so not to meet eye contact.
Smart.
As you come up, you can see this one woman clearly just has been here quite a few times. Listen, I can understand orders have fallen behind a little bit, but if my mistress does not get the orders that she's requested from your farm, particularly in matters pertaining to the flesh ones, we might have to do trade with the others at Ulathas. You can see the man behind the table who's been his first concern. As she talks down to this drow, he continues to fill out the area. I apologize, my lady. We are already gathering some out front. I will make sure they are sent out today to make sure this egregious error has been corrected, as well as a few extra of sniff neblin for making up of this lack of payment for the flesh you've ordered. Good. At this point, you can see a Korath step to the side. Reckoner will just kind of move to the side as well. As she kind of meets eyes with this woman for a moment. It's a little bit of like a glare, but just a bit of a smile. Yeah. Haven't seen an elite in a while. And she just kind of mutely stares at the few tattoos on Korath's arms.
Oh.
Interesting. I think that might be a hope for trading with this rat's nest. Yet. Just kind of looks at the rest of the party. A little bit of a wicked grin.
Vladimir stops looking at the room.
And for those who are looking at this woman, you do see a wicked grin kind of creep across her face. But you do see the wicked grin kind of creep across her face, and you've trained him well. And she'll just go to stride by. If you are interested in selling any, come to
Okay, wait a minute.
Come to the third house on the right when you leave here. Ask for Grathana. She passes you by, Bradomir, and just kind of gives a glancing rub on your shoulder, and goes to head down the tunnelway.
Okay.
But you can clearly tell that Akorth was just propositioned to buy you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, okay. Moving on.
Yeah, to that third house.
How much are you willing to pay? As Tardrin welcomes you. Brulok, as he speaks to the one behind the desk. This wonderful new captain has come to do trade with us. Do give a very good price. As he speaks a little more sinisterly towards him. Just gives a nod. I will await in the hall if there are other matters of flesh, as you can hear what sounds like whipping, as well as the sounds of flesh kind of being rent from the other room to the left, as well as the few cries of people just kind of begging to be let out, and others that are now being freshly strapped down to tables for torture.
Redimir's gonna whisper to a chorus. Is this sort of thing normal?
You should see when a matriarch demands something to entertain her.
Okay, I think I like the overworld more.
So,
Yeah, this place is dreary and cramped.
this is a smaller farm. You would be impressed if you were to see a matriarch's castle sometime.
Sure.
As Brooke is sitting down and respectfully starts pulling out the ledger, what he has. As you look over to the right, you can see there are many slave pens. You can hear the click of heels as somebody kind of strides up and down, and you see them pass. Clearly another drow female with a whip, just kind of looking into some of the cages. A few occasionally just kind of curl up on their on their hay bales as they are a little fearful of one or two pieces of cloth that are fairly tattered now that they have, and it's pretty much probably their only world position aside from their clothes. Just continues down the hall. Yes, welcome to the Omris Farms. Is there a particular thing you are looking to do trade for? I assure you everything will be delivered as quickly as possible. Speaking to you, Milliran.
Well, I have stated an interest in some of the mushrooms. I've heard good things about their alchemical properties.
Ah, yes. If you're looking for those to improve the potency of your healing, others that we have are more specialized and very delicately handled, but slip it into the food or drink of anyone that you despise, and you won't have to worry about them in the daytime. They won't wake up.
Does that work on knives?
He looks back, but we do have some that work on knives as well. It would have to be
Neat.
brewed up specially.
Eh.
We can give you the recipe for that, but that would be a hefty cost. Though the mushrooms themselves would be a little cheaper. We also have some special reserve poison, if you're looking for those who accompany you to deal with a competitor in a more brutal fashion. Have you heard of purple worms?
I can't say I have.
Once or twice.
Frightening beasts. We've managed to catch one. We have a great deal of poison from it. I will warn you though, it is unfortunately not very cheap, but you use that on just about anyone. They're going to die very painful and gruesome death, even scratched by it.
That certainly sounds like it has its uses.
Indeed it does.
I don't think any of that would be good enough to kill that giant dragon. But anyways, yeah, the captain was buying snail parts, ignore me.
Yes, I was also interested in some of the magic-resistant snail shell.
Yes, those have kept the lifeblood of the swamp beating for a very long time. Many of them have been recently harvested, and only a few left alive if you're looking to buy a few alive as well. But of course, I would imagine you're looking for the shells only. We do have about 40. We're waiting for the matriarch to come by with their interests again to purchase them, but I would imagine you would like to get your hands on quite a few of them yourselves. They are only 200 gold apiece, but I guarantee the results that you're looking for to make them into would be very satisfactory.
Quite a lot more than I was expecting. I think I have much need of 40. It is good to hear that you have plenty in stock.
Of course. Would you possibly be interested in matters of flesh as well? So we have to pry the mistress away from her entertainment for the night. At this point, you can kind of hear what sounds like a bone breaking and someone just screaming in agony from the other room.
Sorry.
I would like to take a look at a few of them. I run a tight ship, so I would like to inspect them before I make up any purchases.
Huh.
Of course. We would like to browse our stock before having to deal with the mistress on the matters of price. And with that, he just kind of rings a small bell, and you can hear the click of heels come from the hallway on the right again. Oh, somebody looking for flesh again. If you follow me, I'll show you some of the heartier stock that listens very, very well to instruction.
Alright.
We walked into the underdock. We've been here for about an hour. We're already buying slaves.
The hood does rough things to us.
This is just what you do down here.
You know,
I was breaking somebody's bones entertainment. Unless you're like,
as they say, when in Waterdeep.
So. So,
We watch Einstein break your bones all the time.
as she kind
I
of,
know, but at least he's trying to show affection.
as she
I think.
gestures towards some of the cages here, you'd see some are clearly still shackled to the wall. Some that are fairly clearly chained. Don't need to worry about them. They've been fed very well, and they have done a great deal of work. Some are previous taskmasters that kept the others in line. And as you kind of look through, you can see some of them look like they still have probably a bit of fire in their eyes. Others that look like they've just kind of been completely broken and just are curled up on their beds, just refusing to look. But they all look a lot healthier than the ones you saw outside. We also have a few oddities if you're interested in the recollection of human stock, as well as the unique Sniffnebulum.
I am a fan of oddities.
Of course. As she, we'll get to the other ones over here in a moment. Follow me. She leads you down a side corridor that winds back. You can tell that they clearly keep the oddities out of sight. More of a special interest. At this point, she just immediately walks in, cracks the whip, and just... Stand up, slouches. You might have an interested buyer for once. With that, they immediately get up. You can see the two Sniffnebulum look fairly hardy, and they each have what looks like fairly heavy balls and chains just to keep them in here. The two men, one doesn't really seem to have any scars, just one or two. The other one looks like he's just been beaten multiple times, or maybe used for, air quotes, entertainment for the mistress. But they look very strong and very capable to just look straight on, just kind of making sure that you can inspect them properly. This one has been particularly endearing to the mistress, but she has grown bored of his screams. She is interested in trading him out, but I know she would probably take a good bit of coin for him. Not too expensive, as he's been thoroughly used for entertainment of flesh.
Of course.
That one over there has only resisted once, and that was on a more fiery-tempered taskmaster. Other than that, he's been very well broken since a young age. As for the two Sniffnebulum, yeah, these ones have been able to carry out their orders to the letter without failure. We've decided to give them a chance to be put to better use than the others that are in now the entertainment pit. As you do look at them, you can see one looks like his eye has just kind of grown a bit of a cataract from where he's probably been cut before. The other one looks like something probably bit his leg and tried to pull him under, and then up his entire arm looks like he was just punching it in the face repeatedly, fighting for his life, and got free.
Not kidding when they were oddities. Very interesting. Though I would need to know prices before I could consider further.
Well, of course, for the well-broken man over there. You could hear a little bit of venom when she says man. He would only run you about 50 gold. The one who's been used for excessive entertainment, his screams were quite beautiful. Only 20 gold. I think it would be a little more difficult to elicit small screams without fully breaking him. The two smaller ones especially being a little more brutalized, but only about 30 gold apiece. Though I'm sure if you were to speak with the mistress directly, if you were to buy a great deal of them, she would probably give you an even cheaper price. It does get expensive feeding such ugly little creatures. As you can tell, she kind of like licks her lips at the prospect and kind of grips the whip tighter, thinking of probably beating them further.
Oh, of course. Well, I had expected a little more. I might just take all of them.
Ooh. She would be
Excuse me,
delighted
what
to
the
hear
fuck?
that.
Is there anyone else available?
Oh, for the
Would
oddity?
you mind some with a bit of zest, you know? What ones that aren't completely broken?
You're looking for the fiery types.
Yes, I feel they'll be more entertaining.
Well, there is one. He's a bit of a brute. He's been resilient to a good degree, but if you're looking for a fiery type, it might do you good. Follow me. She'll start leading you down the tunnels. And as she just started, it does warm my heart to see a good trader coming down here at such a young age. It's been a long time since I've seen another human. And you guys all see the trader talking with Milliran, discussing this matter. Of course, finding the more fiery ones, the unbroken, are a little more difficult, but I've been having a great deal of fun personally tending to them myself. Leads you to a more private quarter. This area clearly more cleaned up and nicer. As she leads you around the corner, you can see this one man, possibly an adventurer, still has a good portion of his effects with him still. This one has been quite a pain, but I have enjoyed beating him within an inch of his life a few times over. At this point, he just spits at the ground and looks up at her. You all fucking cunts. I may have gotten dragged down here, but I'm never gonna fucking serve willingly. I'll take those harvesters and jam it right in your fucking stomach and rip out your goddamn intestines and drag you out by them.
I like this one.
Oh, I know. He's such a vulgar little rat, isn't he?
He has spirit. I'm sure that too can be dealt with in time, but
Of course, of
it
course.
would make him a lot more fun than ones that already laid down and given up.
Well, if we want to buy the fiery one, it would be a very cheap 10 gold, since he is not thoroughly broken yet.
Wow.
Take it.
Of course, I know some of the other men look a little more depressing in their cells shrunken up like that. But I assure you, the backs are definitely not broken yet.
Yes. Do seem like they'd still be useful, and admit I would feel sorely lacking if I left without it. More dark-skinned types. So far, I seem to have only picked up the small one and my own kind.
At this point, the man just quickly picks up the chair that he's sitting in and just whips it against the bars, and they just shatter. I'll get out of here! I'll get every fucking one of you down here! I swear it! No. You'll be dragged out of here in shackles again. Though I will miss late night beatings with you. Of course, if there's any other matters you wish to attend to now, we do get a few extra slaves here and there. There are other traders that do come by every month or so.
Well, I'll have to keep that in mind if I'm ever in the area.
Please, follow me. I have to speak with Bullock to get what you want from the ledger and purchase. And obviously you guys, I would imagine you guys are just watching, not following through the slave pens.
I sort of just moved my face here so we can see what's coming.
I'm not going in there. I don't care.
Feel safer over here.
Yeah. Strength and murderous numbers.
We're at it. I would like a couple of these ones. Preferably ones that haven't been tasked as...
Well, there's a few stout farmers here and others that had tended to the warehouses. I'll make sure those are the ones given.
Perfect.
How many of the male drow were you looking for?
Two here. Three here. Three.
Three? Very well. With all of them being good stout workers previously, it would be about 40 apiece for them. They haven't fully broken, but they are very capable with the tasks given since already trained. As she starts walking over, she probably looks dead at you, Valus. Have not seen a tieflings in a long time. She kind of looks to you, Miski. Your property.
Yes.
Oh.
Sure. Sometimes he does what he's told. Mostly just likes killing slaves.
I would explain why he's in such a good quality armor.
Yeah, he's useful.
But look, she's looking for purchasing the oddities, the fiery one and 3 of the men. Start gathering up a few of those with tawdry. So, with that, she'll wait for you to follow up from the other end, and Tardrin is immediately moving to the side and just looks straight down and bows to her as she passes by. As you go into this room, you can see what looks to be a snurf development that's been locked up in an iron cage. One taskmaster that's kind of just holding a rack of weapons. The other slave that you saw that was beaten within an inch of his life, and probably the mistress of this place, as she is taking various sharp instruments, knives, what looks like probably a few chains that have spikes on the inside, and locking him down as the human slave is constantly being whipped by what looks like a whip that has various bone pieces notched into them to rend more flesh from him and elicit more screams. Mistress Victor, this little one here has come to purchase some of your flesh. And with that, you can hear Tardrin pass by. Make sure that they get the chains right. I'll get the keys. As he starts running back and forth and getting some of the more able-bodied ones as well as the ones requested. As you come down, you can see this woman, very regally dressed, looks up with a wide smile. Oh, welcome, my dear. I have not had visitors from the overworld in some time. As she comes over, you can see the dress that she is wearing just kind of has like this glistening to it. Clearly she's been torturing a lot of people today. You start getting a small sense of it as definitely as well from the heavy smell of metal, that it's blood coating the front of her dress. I must say, you are a very small one to be purchasing flesh. It is heartwarming, to say the least. I would imagine the prisons would probably be opened up sometime in the future if you ever get in charge of it.
Certainly something I should keep in mind, but I had thought that such people so long-lived would learn not to expect anything from appearance. I am much older than my shows.
It is rude to assume a woman to be older, but nonetheless, that's good, and I would imagine you're a little more savvy in business dealings. Though, is there any particular kind that you are looking for? I would imagine looking for a good taskmaster who's willing to kill on command.
Oh, I kind of turn, look back towards Mucker. I think I have that bit sorted.
Part of me waves back.
Recently came into hand of a ship larger than what the crew we had to sail it. So I'm hoping to find a few good, strong hands help out.
I assure you, they are very sturdy. And those who weren't broke. She kind of looks over and you can see a wicked smile as the other drow with her just starts cracking the whip harder to get as much screaming as possible from the one man who probably failed of whatever task was given to him. You can hear a few people kind of whimper and shudder from the room above you. I would imagine that, depending on how many you're buying, I could work out a nicer price and hope to see your wonderful self here again. I would imagine many of your crew might be a victim to whatever perils there are at sea.
Well, I do believe I had set my sights on 8 of them. And there was also to some of these mushrooms and snails.
Of course. We do have a good selection. Others that give different potencies to them. Others that elicit various effects. The gaseous form ones work very nicely. It's good for a fast escape. But since you're also buying a good 8 of the stock there, and you can hear the one beside you, Piper. Well, she's even taking the oddities, ma'am, and the fiery one that we've been having trouble with. Really? Interesting tastes. But considering what you're planning to do with them, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. It would be either work on the ship or drown in the sea, I would imagine.
Yes, well, wouldn't give them much choice, would it?
I like your mind. So, purchasing with the 8 already on the way. How many of the shells were you interested in, as well as the mushrooms? Were you looking for a few pounds to be able to make probably about 10 potions each?
Let's say a few pounds for the mushroom, then. Shell?
4 shells, you said?
Yes. Wow.
Especially at the price of the shells, the 200 apiece. I could throw one in there for free. I'll even give you the one that isn't broken for entirely free, as well as an oddity. As for the mushrooms themselves, I'm going to buy a few pounds of those, so I think it would be fair to, especially with the amount of slaves you'd be able to carry so much up there. How about 80 gold for the mushrooms, and we'd be able to make about 10 potions apiece. Superior healing potions, gaseous form potions. and some with a little bit of improved poisons, if you prefer.
So, these are the mushrooms. Or shells, 600. To be honest, I don't remember the slaves. Hope. Depends on the one with the window. I hope you've been keeping tally because
It would be about 790 gold.
that's easily doable.
A pleasure. Though, if you are looking to burn a little bit, the purple one poison is a big favorite with the matriarch.
Yes, I've forgotten about that.
It is a
Well, how much would some of that be?
Well, I cannot sell it cheap, unfortunately, but the asking price is always 2,000 gold of higher. But since you're buying such a wonderful bulk, as well as taking off my hands some of the problem slaves, I think I could reduce that price down to 1,800. How many would you be
Sounds good.
particularly interested in buying?
The shells, the slaves, poison. Top of that. There's mushrooms as well. I think. Price is agreeable, although I had been wondering if there was anything other than money you'd like to trade.
We do take interest in, well, other creatures. We do love trading fresh stock for other stock. And she kind of licks her lips, looking at Bradimir, kind of looking down the hallway. It's also sees like Valus, and doesn't seem too interested in too many others, but kind of looks at the other two and he's wrecking her in stride. We do take interest in that, but also in just raw material.
What kind of raw material?
Precious metals, uncut gems, even some nice cloths. We do have fantastic silks down here, but some slaves need at least mild modesty. Even if you had some interesting leather that we'd possibly be able to trade for. Our taskmasters do have to rough up some of the more unwilling ones.
I'm not so sure about metals and such. I don't carry much of that on. But I do have a few things like this, and I just pull out the white dragon skull.
You just see like this wicked smile just curl across her lips. Ooh, a hunter. Do you have more of these particular materials?
From the dragon, this skull with its horns and teeth is basically all I have left. Though I do have, kind of tip the bag over a little, take out a bunch of scales. A lot of these.
Oh, very
Plus a
happily
few
make a trade
smaller
with-
pieces from a couple of wyverns.
I will very happily trade you for the scales and the skull.
Well, by my count, there should be about 190 scales.
Fantastic.
I also have its claws. Most of them, at least.
May I see what size?
Sure. Just start pulling claws out of my bag.
And with that, you can see a pretty wild smile on her face as she picks one up and just kind of marvels at it. I will be more than happy to trade you for all of these. Were you looking for the one vial of poison? Or more? Because with all of this, I'd be able to happily trade what you're requesting already, just on this alone.
In that case, how about 2 more vials?
Another 2 vials, then. You were saying you had ribbon?
Yes, there's 3 skulls. There's another 120 scales from them. Another 16 claws. I also have a couple of vials of their poison.
Would make a nice concoction to mix together. So, with the 3 vials of the purple worm poison, and everything else that we are trading, would happily cover all of that and the first 2 vials, and then all you would have to pay money for is the last vial at 1800 gold.
Nice. That I can manage. Would you prefer that here, or is there somewhere a little more appropriate to pile all this up?
Of course, follow me. As she starts to lead the way, she looks to you. Lock them up for now. I want to rend the ribs later. As the other drow is now just kind of quickly unlatching the man from the table. The other one is already bleeding out and looking pretty bad. Locks this man in one of the iron cages. This one just gets dragged to the back and kind of just thrown down, and it sounds like he hits stone as he just kind of bounces at the bottom of a pit. You start walking down the tunnel and I'll get you by. She leads you past all the slaves, clearly ready. You could see Tartran is kind of holding tight to the one that was threatening a little bit at the cages. So pull back. You can see the other one that was showing you around is with you as well. Gets to a very clean room, which you can see that the table is there as well as a chest. As she goes over and actually unlocks it and pulls out the 3 vials, happily walks over, holds them out to you.
Take them and just slide them into my pocket. Reach in. Slowly count onto the table. 180 platinum.
At this, you can tell she's very amused and looks at you happily. It's wonderful dealing with you, Captain, and she obviously waits for your names.
Million.
Fixtra. Mistress Fixtra. Oh, to enjoy your new toys. I'll make sure. Oh, Mary, make sure the others have everything and carry for the new captain. As well as this going, Korth has actually been buying what seems like various foods, wines, cheeses, and a few other things from Berlin. She's been ordering quite a lot of it and actually paying out with some of the pieces that she found from Langrush. At this point, Mary goes to show you the way out, Millerin.
Quick bow to Vixtra and just say, pleasure doing business with you too, Mistress.
Please come back very soon. I would be interested to see what else you've hunted. And if you have anyone that you despise, bring them too. I'm sure I'll find a perfect place for them here.
I'm sure you would.
With that, starts leading you on. Very happy. You can hear Mr. Fixtra is now placing the money away. Finally get back to the slave pens and all the slaves that are now awaiting you. Quickly tuck around. Probably the front. This you can see Tarjarin is holding the one boy who's been kind of just trying to resist, but he's got full body shackles, and you can see the multiple keys as he holds them out to you, Millerin. All of their shackles come with them. No problem at all for transporting them.
Well, that does make things easier. I wonder if I couldn't just, look at the, troublesome one.
You can see he's got like full body shackles. He's like can barely walk like 15 feet at a time. He just looks at you with like extreme disdain and anger.
I'm gonna look up at him and just say, I suggest you do as you're told until we get back to the ship. And I cast suggestion.
Oh shit, alright. So what's the DC on that again? It's 15?
17.
17. Jeez. Oh my god. Not 20.
Oh man.
He just spits at you. And you just see Tarjarin raise up his whip and just like looks to you like waiting since you bought him.
Just a moment. Things don't always work immediately. Now, that was quite rude. And I'm not going to be nice enough to give. So, once more, I suggest you do as you're told. Be good until we get back to the ship. And I'll cast it again.
Alright. You can see he grits his teeth for a moment, and then his face just kind of hazes over. So Iron Stride, you missed Milliran getting spit at by the man who's in like full body chains as she's casting suggestion. But his face kind of glazes over this time, and you see that he's fully under your control now. You just see Tarjarin looks a little bit surprised, but he, especially on the prospect of what you just did, kind of very quickly puts the chain whip away and just gets very low and out of the way again.
Run, bitch, run!
That women have mind control powers.
Well, no, you can tell after seeing that he's pretty fucking spooked. Like, clearly there's something more to this little girl that he's not getting, and especially if she's getting control of the one who's been causing trouble, he don't want to fuck with that.
Alright. Now, the rest of you, be good and play nice, and I won't have to do the same.
With that, you can see they all in tow get in line, and they just nod their head, stay silent.
Right. Is there anything else we need to do down here?
Korath just kind of turns around. No, we have a few things awaiting us outside that they can carry. I took the chance to order more provisions, Captain.
Good idea. I got a little carried away, if you hadn't noticed.
It's understandable. There's a lot of good things to buy down here. As you can see, like, a keen smile, she kind of looks at all the slaves. So, at this point, you can see Brooke is, even though Ironstride's been sizing him up, him and you, Ironstride, have just been having like probably the stare down in the century as you kind of been sizing him up. Like, even though you're a machine, you could tell like he's probably thinking in the back of his head like, yeah, I could fucking take you.
I'm just sitting there like, I'd like to.
Alright. So, I assume you head back out with your new property.
I'm ready to head back.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
I assist with the carrying of objects and things.
so you can
Just starts picking up slaves.
I mean, I could probably bench them all at once.
I need to see it.
I mean, what, if I tell you my current lift and weight is 1,500 pounds.
Oh, heck, you could do it. That'd be so cool.
Actually, I don't know if I've modified that for my new strength, so.
So, you very easily start heading back. Passing through the farm, you can see quite a few people staring at the slaves. Others that, like, occasionally glance at one of the women in the group and then immediately just stare back down at the ground, terrified that they've accidentally looked at someone without permission.
Aw.
This place is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you easily get to the tunnel out of here. You now have all the slaves at the bottom of the 100-foot drop as they kind of just look around and see all the various carrion crawlers, and you can see Some are pretty fucking scared. The one that has been the problem child who's following the suggestion still is just kind of like blank-faced and just doesn't really seem to pay attention to the carrion crawler corpses.
I forgot about this bit. You know what? This will make things easier. I'd turn to the one that I'd suggested and be like, look, you be good, okay? Everything makes sense once we're back at the ship. Can't explain it. Don't worry too much. I drop concentration on the spell.
Alright, so as you do, you can tell, like, there's a moment of, like, quick jerk hesitation, and, like, he raises his fist, but then he just, like, shakes his, like, what the what? Why are we here?
Because we're leaving. Said you'd get out, didn't you? This is the way out.
With that, he just kind of looks at the 100-foot tunnel going straight up. Kind of looks at you and... he hesitates a little bit, but then he relaxes just to see what happens.
Okay. So, good news and bad news. The good news is that I have a simple way out that involves a lot less climbing. The bad news, I didn't prepare it.
Huh.
That is unfortunate.
Oh well.
So we're going
I
to...
wonder.
Guess we're climbing.
Also, this peach I found is
Maybe this
amazing.
just follows me. Hold up, 500 pounds. This is going to require a lot of that.
500 pounds. That's nothing.
Yeah, maybe to you. Alright, I have an idea. Enough. That's
Am I able to assist in any way?
You know what? You probably could. I was thinking, right? I could create a floating disc.
Can we not tell them to climb the
Oh
rope?
no, it can't go directly upwards.
At this point, you can just see all the slaves are just kind of like looking at each other.
If I paired this, it would have been so much easier.
I could potentially carry a few up at a time.
Yes, I suppose you're going to have to.
Very well then. Are there any volunteers for who will come for?
I could carry my own damn self up a rope. But the others, the small Snurf Neville just kind of like raise their hands like, we'd like to help.
Those of you who do not feel confident, stand near with me.
You can see
Alright.
a few of the
We'll be waiting for you at the top. And I hold my hand out to the fiery one and go, you come with me.
you can tell he just kind of like squints and like slowly reaches a hand out towards you.
As soon as it's close, I just grab onto it and dimension door both of it at the top.
Alright, as you do, he does kind of freaks. Oh shit! Oh! And he like falls over because he forgets his feet are still chained.
Aw.
Bradamir stands next to Lion's right.
I want a free ride.
Alright, well. We're waiting on all of them. Gonna look over all of the chains and go. Can't be bothered taking the time. I just cast knock on the chains holding him.
Oh, fuck up.
So, as you do, he quickly stands up and He's just looking around, kind of holding a defensive position, but just kind of looks at you. What the fuck are you doing?
Whatever I feel like, really. What, did you think I was actually there to buy slaves?
Why the fuck else would you come down there?
Well, if you look around, you'll see that this prison is very clearly abandoned. We saw a big, spooky door. We thought we'd have a look around.
Abandoned? He looks over at the big fucking Balhanoth carcass that's remained there from what you didn't take. Doesn't look very fucking abandoned.
Alright, that thing was here. Wasn't really anyone else, though.
Clearly.
Probably because of that thing.
They're all at the bottom of the pit, dead.
Yes, well, that's close enough to abandon.
You're a fucking weird one.
Look, I can't free all the slaves. So I specifically picked out a few that I thought would appreciate it, and a few, like yourself, that have the zest to actually still want to try and be free.
So I'm free.
I strike no.
Oh god. Alright, I'm sure I'd roll in athletics at disadvantage since you got so many people hanging off you.
Oh, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea anymore. I'm just gonna stick to climbing.
Alright, so
I know I'm good at that.
Just gonna slam up against the wall and like paint the wall red.
Yes!
As he gets up there and suddenly you just hear yeah. No. But yeah,
I got airbag.
Well, yes, you are. Everyone in my crew is here by choice. They were all given leave.
Alright then.
Same offer goes to you, and it'll be given to all of those who have yet to make it up here.
I inspire, I instride.
You know.
Sounds kind of false there, buddy.
Oh my! So suddenly you just you see Iron start fly up the tunnel.
Aw, man. I start climbing.
As all the others that are hanging out to him fucking show up at the top, and he just like looks at the. I guess I'll wait around and see how your ship looks.
Is everyone alright?
That seems reasonable.
I did not drop anyone, did I?
As the others are like a little bit shaken at that, they're like, they slowly get off like, oh, we're good, yeah. You can tell they were not expecting to fly up a small tunnel.
How many are left at the bottom? Did I just carry everyone that needed?
You carried the two small Snurfit emblems, all three of the drow, as well as one of the humans. The other human that is the one that clearly has done his tasks is already just kind of like clambering up, just strong arm style.
I guess I go down and I get Brad, so I'll just hit and I'll feather fall down with my token.
Huh?
And then I'll get Brad, and if Misky wants it, I'll start climbing up with them as well.
Oopsies.
Grab Misky on your way up. She already started.
Oh, okay.
She bad at this. Just grab her by the collar like a dog.
Disadvantage again.
Yep. It's just a lot of people going up. Alright. Just enough. And
Whoa!
Hey.
god damn. Alright,
Nice.
so yeah, nice style. So Misky, go ahead and make an acrobatics with advantage. Just kind of... Obviously, it's not going to be very hard, but you're just kind of hanging out to try and clamber onto Ironstride quickly.
Hey.
Alright, so yeah, you very easily, as he holds out a hand, just gets scooped up by him as he goes up.
Nice. I can lift it alright with those wings.
I'm like cradling Brad like a baby in one arm. His whole body in one arm. Just put him down.
Thanks, Ironstride.
You are welcome.
So.
I'm gonna do that again.
You can see the one you're talking to right now, Marin. You're all. He's like so very confused at how you're acting now compared to when he was bought.
She's like that. You will get used to it.
I'm impressed you walked out with so many slaves, Millie.
Did you hear how cheap they were?
I'm more impressed she bought that many.
Also,
Wasn't
that
his one the cheapest? He was also covered in chains, but wasn't he the cheapest?
Yes, well,
That's
because he was want to fight back.
Oh, you like hanging out with us.
The name is Trakar. I've never met anyone like any of you.
Oh, hey, since we're all up here, I'd like to take 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic and inspect all of the slaves.
To see if anyone is magically endowed.
Well, that was an interesting choice of words, but no, I'm more making sure none of them are bugged.
magically endowed.
There are none that are
It-
bugged.
it perhaps-
It's very clearly just shackles.
Alright.
Shall I break the shackles?
If you want.
Free the people.
Very
That
well.
being dealt with, since we're in the clear now. The chorus.
Yes.
You know us, and you know your people. You've got a good look at them. What do you think
Our chances of against fighting many of the people on the farm there? Well, in all honesty, especially since it's more of the peasants' area, the matriarch would probably be the most frightening, but the rest, I would imagine, would probably go down without much of a fight. They're all slaves, except maybe Tordred and Brolok. Any other female drow there might pose a problem, but other than that, I would imagine fairly easy with Ironstride and Reckoner there.
Alright. Each of you line up and I will break your one at a time, please.
Alright, in that case, everyone else that's not the people we just bought, how do you feel about an assassination mission?
Where did this come from, Ilrin?
Well,
Just to remove Triarch here.
I kind of motion towards the chorus. Her people are dicks.
Right. That's kind of their culture.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yes, I don't care. I want them dead.
Akorath, what are the chances of them enslaving the people up in the city?
In the city, very unlikely. They already have so many there. It looks like they probably bought prisoners from the guards who originally worked there. they probably wouldn't go out of their way to climb that tunnel. They already have so many there.
Then they would not pose a...
Though if you're looking for comfort on that, wouldn't be a bad idea to kill the matriarch of the house there and cause a little disorder.
But for what?
Millirin, why do you want to help them?
Because they're people, Iron Striped. People that are being treated. No reason other than because some find it entertaining.
Then we are in agreement.
We did kind of free a bunch of your friends for 1,000,000 times the price.
That is why I wanted to question her on it. I stand with her values here. I will help.
Concern. Are we gonna do this at every one of those stronghold places in the Underdark? Because it's not the only place where there are people.
And such an undertaking would be rather grand and take a very long time. So the answer is no, we probably won't. But we are here, and there are people we can help. Pretty much directly below our feet.
That's a good point.
Man or machine, no one should be a slave.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just wanting to know the extent of what Millie was wanting to do. Can we go nap first?
I wanted to kill them before I knew they were assholes.
We should guide these people back to our ship first.
You shall.
We've only taken like 10 damage, it's fine.
Sort these ones out. Prepare. Head down in a day or two.
Good plan.
So, do these guys have, like, any decent clothing on them, or is it all just ragged clothes? Ragged shit.
The only one who has semi-decent clothes, because obviously he fought to keep it, and they just... You don't know if it's probably sick mental games or them just for the amusement of him refusing to break, but Jakar is the only one who has, like, anything semi-decent.
Right.
The rest is just tattered, beaten to ribbons kind of work clothes.
On our way back to the ship, Captain, should I go and get some cloth or fabric so that you may get new clothing for these?
That would be a good idea. Some of them are clearly in dire need of.
Very well then. Is there anything in particular you prefer?
Not really, no. I can work with anything.
Very well then.
Do I?
Accompany me.
Sure.
I wear a shawl. That is my fact.
I look like a pirate in plate mail. Let's.
I, along with whoever the ship, will lead the former slaves back to the ship.
Alright.
Ohana means fake slaves.
You lead them back. A few people look a little surprised, but they don't really question it. They're not very sure where you got these people. Other people from the dockhands don't really seemingly pay attention, especially since they're not in shackles. But they look a little surprised at these kind of like battered and beaten, downtrodden looking guys. Easily make it back to the Elbreth. Which you can see many of them look little surprised by the sunlight. Others that the other few look extremely ecstatic at seeing sunlight, period. Jakar looks fairly happy. He's just taking deep breaths as he walks. The other two male humans just are looking a little bit surprised, but just kind of like almost in disbelief that this is happening. While the others are having a hard time being in the sunlight. You can tell their eyes are just very sensitive, probably being the denizens of the Underdark.
Yes. Sake of those that are less comfortable up here, why don't we go below deck?
They all nod and start following you. Start stacking them up. As they get below deck, you can even see Jakar is a little bit surprised. It's a nice looking ship. Fucking hell.
We procured it recently from a few people who stole it a while ago. Now, sure. Supplies, huh? So, it'd be easier if I just do this. I'm gonna spend 10 minutes casting creation, and I'm just gonna create like a large barrel and a bunch of little tankards. And at the top of the barrel, I pull out my alchemy jug and I set it to B, and I just tip it into the barrel.
It's just, you can see Jakar doesn't waste any time. Oh god, I haven't had anything like this in so long. Actually, very happily takes a glass. The others look a little sheepish. You could tell they were kind of working through this. But they all start doing the same. Start having a drink. Jakar actually wastes no time. Goes over and flops onto one of the couches. Something is not stone.
I only get 4 gallons out of this. So do try not to drink too much. All of you? Look, hang on, did we rename this ship? No, it's still the Albert, I guess. Welcome to the Albert. Did we?
What was it called?
No, we didn't.
There was no rename yet.
Oh, breath is fine.
You are now free people, because that's just generally how things work up here on this earth. All of you are free to choose whether you wish to stay on the ship as part of my crew, or to seek yourself a new life somewhere else on the earth.
With that, you can see the smiles kind of slowly creep over some of their face. Others that are just kind of like brought to tears just hearing that. We're free! We're all free! And at this point, they all just kind of start ecstatically, just like almost just kind of like hugging each other. At actual disbelief, they weren't even really sure until you told them, and it fully just kind of clicks with them. You can even see a few others that go to hug you. It depends if you let them.
I'll allow it.
Alright, so you actually get quite a few of them, like, just quickly hugging you and like just taking a huge slug back of ale and just, thank you. Oh god, thank you. Breathe fresh air. I'll never have to see that damn place again.
taken back with.
Yeah, now Lilith is she's like looking like, what the fuck is going on out there? Memdosh and Philippe are just kind of like, what the hell is that noise?
Oh yeah, wait until they see the rest of our crew and then go, oh wait, this place is fucked.
Oh, and the dragon.
Robots all over the place, there's a dragon, there's a fucking drow, there's a brain in a jar, there's a goddamn aberration. The bird talks.
They are all a little bit surprised as they see Raxiel come around the corner. But... You own a fucking dragon? It's just Raxiel's like, this is my mom. Holy shit!
I raised him.
But you can see they're all fucking ecstatic beyond reason. Like, they're all marveling at him and looking at all the colors that are on him. Others there just kind of like poking at his wings, just like, I've never seen a dragon. Especially one so close. I've heard rumors. I haven't even seen pictures of this. They had a French branch. You can see they're just like, just losing their fucking mind of like being free and like everything that's now around them. Others that are just like amazed at fucking Guardian 12 watching this ship and everything. Everything else that's just been going on. You would? So finally
go downstairs.
Go down and see all that, everyone freaking out, like Raxiel being surrounded as everyone's just like looking at him in amazement. Yeah, the Snurf Nebulum and a couple of the other drow are like looking at Guardian 12. It's just like, holy shit. More of them.
I hand over a whole bunch of fabrics to Miller that are probably like the most disgusting colors she's ever seen because I was taking...
Nah. I say like brown and a weird yellow. Yeah! Why'd you send me? I was gonna make them look like fruit.
You two are horrible at this.
Duh!
I do not wear gloves. Besides this.
I hit things with an axe!
Casting fabricate to,
Change the colors?
No, to create some cloaks and shirts and stuff for everyone.
In the meantime, I check on my robot companions to see how their assessments are going.
For some of them, you can tell, especially with the very difficulty of coming up with their own matters in hand. They're getting used to it, slowly. They're still tending to a lot of the ship situations, and you can tell A4 seems kind of still stuck in a little bit of a routine, but occasionally seems to have changed the location of some items just because they're better suited and more accessible in certain locations.
Ooh.
A3.
I'm proud.
A3 seems to have taken up a great interest in the ballistas. He's actually been cleaning them and making sure they're working at full functionality.
And he came up with this
Himself?
by himself.
Yeah, he was just watching a few of the other crew, and then he just started doing it himself.
I remarked to both of them of how proud I am at their abilities of what they're doing. Even if it may not seem like much, they're taking huge strides. You shut your fucking face. I saw it coming a mile away.
You said it!
I walked into that one.
Maybe you strode. Oof, I'm shutting up.
Stop.
Sorry, babe.
But you can tell they kind of pick up on it, and they seemingly just kind of enjoy the acknowledgement of being allowed to do whatever they want.
Oh. I'm proud. Papa Ironstride is proud. If there are any more assessments that you make, or if you wish to know something, just ask me, okay?
We'll ask right away if assessment needs inquiry.
Very good. And I will go and check on the guard boys. They're very new.
For the Guardians, you can tell they're working it out. They seem to have picked up on a little bit of like who's here and there. They don't seem to do too much. They seem to still be kind of just like watching the world go by. Occasionally go walking on patrol, kind of like you used to do around the ship, just to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be and nobody's starting any trouble or anything needs to be attacked. You do see though that ironically, especially since they're always so close to him, Guardian 36 to your right, next to Philippe and Memdosh, and since so of course finally being back, is excessively watching them gamble and watching the dice.
Oh, I encourage him to join.
So you do this, so you see a little bit of confusion at first, but he'll actually go over and kind of like start tuck it in, go for some dice himself. A little bit confused, like, oh, we will teach him. Yes, a new player.
Yes. If you could teach him, that would be most excellent. I'm sure it would help with his process.
Do not worry, we will not let Memdash corrupt him. I do not know what you mean. I do not cheat.
Teach him how to cheat. Memdosh, you hide dice in your mouth all the time.
You prove nothing, and there's like you can see in his upper lip, there's some teeth, and then like dice just above it resting.
I kind of give Memdosh a little pat on the head, just, oh, I've missed these conversations.
As the celebration goes on, and you are actually getting some responses from these others, you can see the other two units, Unit 14 and 63, are just kind of cleaning up around the back cabin, seemingly assisting Nutliff in, well, his mini workshop that he's made back here, and making sure nothing gets passed into the cabins and bothers anyone. So at this point you can see everyone starts pulling on the cloaks and different pieces of clothing, getting dressed up, and actually very happy to get rid of their old tatters and throw on new clothing, even if in multicolored fruit dimension. They just look very happy to have things of their own finally, and clothes that are not rags. Just see Raxiel just like looking down at you, and they're like, so where'd you get all these friends?
Well, turns out there are a lot of people down in the Underdark, slaves to the Drow. We got to meet a few of them. These were the lucky ones that I freed.
Wow. Are we gonna free more?
Probably, yes. Come to think of it, who's our fucking quartermaster?
That would be me, back here. Come on.
Alright, look. I need an order.
No one else is fucking watching everything on the supplies. Hey, you talking to you, Rest? Fucking stealing ale again. Just because you got teeth back doesn't mean you could go and eat the whole fucking barrel of apple.
rope and wood, really. I'm going to set up a ladder. Seems simplest.
Alright. That's easy enough. But
There's a 100-foot climb between us and everyone else.
I don't know where the fuck you're going, but alright, sure. I'll grab those then.
I can just, stick a ladder down that.
Would you prefer wood steps or metal?
Wood. It'll take too long to fabricate a metal ladder.
Alright then.
Just like a wooden rope ladder. That's so all I need is wooden rope.
Alright.
Then it'll take me about half an hour. I can create a nice 100-foot long wooden rope ladder.
So that Netlif goes over and gets the rope and wood from the storage room below. Brings it back up. Hands it over. It should be the sturdier kind, but just be careful. Obviously, if you stomp it on it, you're gonna fucking break it. What I'm saying is just don't fucking fight on it.
Well, I'm sure there won't be much of that.
I should avoid using it altogether then.
Yes, I don't think it'd really hold up with you. For at least the wood parts. Nonetheless, Unit 14 and 63 over there have been a pretty big help.
They've been assisting you.
They've been
That's good to hear.
even pointing me in how to repair the other two over there, and they're almost done. As you look over, you can see the other two damaged units that were brought in initially, missing a great deal of their parts, have actually almost been fully filled out. They seem to have a great deal of knowledge on how to fix others. Just never had.
We'll come and bring that.
They apparently just never had the personal tools.
No, I'm gonna go over there and give them a little personal task as well, just to try and help them with the whole thinking for themselves. I tell Unit 14 that I'd like him to try and think of a name for Unit 63 that he think is nice to call him, and vice versa for 63 for 14.
Oh my god.
With that, you can tell they start thinking. It's probably gonna take a while, but they're working on
Take
it.
all the time you need. The robot family's coming together.
The robot and drow family. You guys have such a weird and unique crew. I love it.
I love it. I'm trying to make robots sentient.
Got fucking sentient Warforged everywhere. Memdosh, Philippe, a fucking shitload of drow now.
It's the greatest crew ever.
Some that were previous pirates and now are just kind of like pirate merchants all with you guys. Fucking others that are Snurf Neblum that are now finally free and shit. Then there's
This is
gonna
the
be a
kind
whole
of crew that this is the kind of crew that goes down in the history books as a legend or in a fairy tale.
That's true. A pirate wholesaler. God damn it. So, obviously, Miller, and you spent some time making that. You can hear the others that are just being ecstatic and kind of looking around the ship. You even start talking to some of the other crew members and actually start picking up on what to do. As you can tell, they are full on ready to stay on the ship and get the fuck out of here. Far away as possible.
I give fair warning to the new people that they to treat the machines, the Warforged, as equals. They are not toys, and they are not prisoners. They do not need to be bossed around.
Of course, of course. Never doing that shit.
If any are mistreated, you will speak with me.
God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You literally hear that from one of them.
Otherwise, enjoy your stay.
Alrighty. So, what's the plan? Is everyone's now kind of celebrating and enjoying newfound freedoms? You can see Jakar's actually fucking fast asleep, enjoying the couch.
Comfy boy.
Probably the best beds they've had in God knows how long.
Are there any supplies in town that I will need to pick up for the incoming raid that we will be doing?
Yeah, mentioned before, to not live. Not sure we'll have enough rope or wood for the ladder I'm working. It will need to be like 200-foot ropes with enough extra space to have a whole bunch of knots for the wooden stepping planks.
I can go and find those things in the town. There should be a general store with those kinds of things.
Going to need a lot of rope, a whole bunch of wood, and then I can create a ladder so that you don't have to carry everyone up.
Alright, I will go and look for that now. Shall I meet you back here or at the entrance?
Meet me at the entrance. It'll be easy to just set it all up there.
Alright then. I will go and do that.
So, which obviously it is late for some. So this would be a good stopping point as you now plan to raid Umris.
Yeah.
The mushroom and snail farm.
You know, we do have a ship full of fighty boys. Should we bring the fighty boy robots?
While I totally can. Nick died.
Nick.
Yeah,
okay.
poor Nick. While I totally can, I'm still happy for them to get adjusted to actually being conscious, as they've been inactive for a very long time.
I was gonna say, while that does seem like a grand idea, anyone, like any additional fighting force we bring with us would have to remain out of the farms until a fight breaks out.
Yeah, and I'm also not entirely certain on their effectiveness of going down a 100-foot ladder. You know, I can't do that because I'll smash the whole thing and fall.
Because
But feather.
Yeah, but they don't have feather falls.
But we could count feather fall.
You could. But then there's getting them back up.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Logistics
Reverse
is hard.
feather fall.
an assassination mission.
We don't need an army.
Yeah, we don't really need an army, and we bought a whole, like we conducted quite the trade.
Yeah, those guys are
We
cheap.
will likely be welcomed back in.
So we're just gonna kill the boss and then run?
Getting close to the ones that we intend to kill should not be too difficult.
Oh man,
Okay.
hearing that Millirin feels like that no one should be treated like that in the Drow place. Oh man, that's some yeet yeet shit right there.
Yeet yeet shit.
It's like, oh fuck, it's how Ironstride feels about all the robots that are being treated like just fucking slaves, just because they're machines. It's okay, get on my level of emotional feels, right now. Right here.
Let's do this. Millie still doesn't quite understand that because, like, they're not sentient.
Yeah, but judging by the way they're responding to everything that I'm teaching them, they're very much capable of it. They've just never been given the choice.